안녕하세요, 여러분. In celebration of 10,000 subscribers, 今日はあなたの質問のいくつかに答えるつもりです。よろしくお願いします。4つ言語を話すことができます。我会说英语、中文、日语和韩语。I am a high B1 in Japanese, currently studying for the N4. I'm studying towards HSK1 in Mandarin Chinese, and I am an A1 in Korean. 2015年から日本語を勉強しています。日本語の GCS や A レベルや日本語の留学試験などできました。1週間に毎日2時間ぐらい日本語を勉強して、中国と韓国について4回ぐらいです。Each study session is around 2 hours, but everyone's different, so 1 hour might be your limit for each language.理由は私のおじいちゃんはフランス語を勉強しているので、彼と一緒に話したいです。タイ語について I think the alphabet is really beautiful and just being able to write it would make me really happy. So in regards to pinyin, I'm currently doing a course on Mandarin Blueprint, and they have an amazing method to learn and memorize pinyin, and there may or may not be a video about that soon, so hold on my friends, hold on. 構造です。構造 Just because I have to practically read every Japanese sentence backwards most of the time, and I don't know whether a Japanese speaker has agreed or disagreed with something that I said until the end of the sentence. So you have to listen really carefully when it comes to Japanese language. すぐ話し出してください. Please don't delay your speaking skills because it's the only way to learn. The longer you wait, the more you will learn the hard way, like me. And when you encounter a native, the first thing that they will ask you when you learn their language is 日本語喋るの?日本語が話せますか? So speaking is usually the first thing that they want to hear about before your ability to read or write. That's in my case, and I've met a lot of Japanese people. So please start shadowing dramas, taking online lessons, talking or thinking to yourself. Once you get comfortable, it just comes naturally to you. So 頑張ってください. So this is when immersion, shadowing and online lessons come in. This combination of knowledge will allow you to have or develop accurate pronunciation. And it's important to know that listening skills come before your speaking skills. Shadowing は聞いて繰り返す。レッスン中、あなたの先生は発音を修正します。So it's important to get a teacher that will correct your pronunciation. イマージョンについてテレビを見て音楽を聴いて読書をして Ask yourself, what can I replace that I do normally in my native language that I can do in my target language? So balancing college, learning, health and everything else. Waking up early. Every day I wake up at around 6 or 7 a.m. I set a timer to complete most of my tasks, including homework, self-study, going for a walk, and that ensures that I manage my time well. So yeah, time management is really important. Yes, I do have a part-time job. However, since we have been in lockdown for a really long time, I have been furloughed, so I'm actually unable to work at the moment. So, first thing to do when learning a language is the alphabet. I will make a video very soon on how I learned Korean from scratch because that has been my most requested video so far. And just to end on this section, please don't be shy to speak. I wish I could say this to my younger self, and secondly, book recommendations. It would take ages to do that in this video, so I have put in the description below all the books I recommend for beginners to intermediates and ones that I might use for advanced Japanese, Chinese or Korean, so I will do what I can. So BA Japanese is 60% language and 40% culture, history, cool Japan, Japanese cinema, so everything that's related to Japan and East Asia, but just not the language bit. There are between 8 to 9 hours of teaching per week for just the language, including support lessons outside of class, which would total to around 11 hours. And for the whole year, I have had so far, I've had around 5 or 6 essays that contribute to 40% of my grade, and I've had 4 larger assignments for the language section of my course, which contributes to the 60% of my grade. But a lot of the homework that we do and mini quizzes that we do bi-weekly also contribute to the 60%. It's really important to stay on top of your language skills during this degree, as there are constant assessments and tests that we have to do. So BA Japanese for me hasn't been very difficult. If you do a language degree as a complete beginner, you will struggle more than those who have prior knowledge. I highly recommend to reduce the difficulty to learn at least the alphabet or the writing system, as well as some basic grammar the summer before you start your course. My university actually recommended that to us, and it really was helpful. Even though I already knew it, I bought textbooks prior and just had a flick through them. And also before the lessons, your teacher may tell you what you're going to cover, so please do review the lesson before. Just if it's just 5 or 10 minutes, that's fine. I would recommend to speak up during class and practice sentences, simply because at the moment we are taking lessons online, so it's hard to practice not only with my classmates but just the language in general. Firstly, ask yourself, if I had to speak about something for 10 minutes straight, what can I speak about? For me, that was Spirited Away, my trip to Tokyo, and my 5 years plus of learning Japanese. And also ask yourself, what do you love to do in your free time? Of course, everyone's dream is to have a job that doesn't feel like work in the end. Please don't pick a major just because you're going to get a job in the end. The point is to enjoy what you do, whether you're young or old. And secondly, if you're choosing a language degree, you will need to live and breathe the language and the culture. If you truly want to pass, that is. Because a lot of the questions can be cultural specific. You would possibly have to go to the country during that degree. So which country would you be comfortable living in, or which do you think you'll be comfortable living in? And if you have the chance, I would recommend to actually visit that country before you do the language degree. You will possibly be able to take a semester of another language during your language course. So I'm either going to take Korean or Mandarin in year 2, but I haven't decided yet. But remember that nothing is set in stone. If you feel like you've picked the wrong language, it's okay, especially for Asian languages, because the individual hadn't realized how work intensive the language is. There's a really high dropout rate for Asian languages, so which is why again I highly recommend to study the alphabet and the basic grammar during the summer. So things do distract Jasmine all the time. My iPad, snacks, anime, thinking about rewatching Japanese dramas. But the things that stop me from getting distracted include coffee, lo-fi music, timers, fresh air, having a strong will, and personal development books. Yeah, they really keep me going. I would say that personal development books are my number one source for decreasing distractions because it helps me to realize and focus on my goals. And that leads me to this question. Yes, I do feel demotivated. Of course, there are some times I do, especially when I find it hard to grasp a grammar point. I have been learning Japanese for 5 years and I still get kureru and morau mixed up. When you feel demotivated, please don't force yourself to carry on doing whatever it is you're doing. It's a sign to pull yourself away and take a rest. Eat a tub of ice cream, please. Don't, if you force yourself, you're only gonna feel demotivated for longer. はい、スポーツが大好きです。子供の時、8年間体操した。This is one of my trophies that have been sitting on my lap for this whole Q&A. I was a British gymnast competing nationally for about 4 years. It was a really great experience. でもその後で2年間アスレチックスをした。But at the moment I don't do any serious sports. I haven't done for about 3 or 4 years. でも今ローラーブレードをするんです。Me and my little sister go rollerblading. I do rollerblading and she does skateboarding. So it's a good way to keep healthy and to stay in shape. So one of my favorite quotes is, as long as you know who you are and what makes you happy, it doesn't matter how others see you. So I wanted to create a digital diary not only to show my friends around the world my journey to fluency, but also to hold myself accountable to my goals and the hours that I should be studying per week. And now, because of you guys, this channel is such a huge source of motivation, not only, for you, but for me now as well, like even more so. So I wanted to thank you guys for that a lot. So for the future, well, to graduate with an amazing level of Japanese, since I'm paying £9,250 per year, I am thinking of doing a master's. Lately I've really enjoyed translation. However, I'm also really interested in international relations, specifically between the UK and Japan, or Japan and Jamaica, since that is my country of origin, and also the nearer future, to make more and more videos for you guys. Okinawa. 私は暖かい天気が大好きだからです。Oh, this is a good one. 불고기, 추전, チョコレートどら焼き。でもカスタードどら焼きも美味しいです。食べ物ですか？どら焼きはお菓子です。じゃあカツカレー。So my goals for 2021 is to pass the JLPT N4 and to start studying for the N3, to pass HSK1 and to reach A2 level of Korean. I'm working on it. Thank you for your patience. Being left-handed has only come with the struggle of, oh my gosh, you do your ticks backwards? That's the only thing that's come with being left-handed. The only weird thing that I do is turn the page sideways to write, whether it be on an iPad or on paper. I can't write straight on like this. It has to be turned, so my hand is like that. Do any other left-handers here have that struggle? はい、両方が好きです。まだ鬼滅の刃を見ていますか？最近の見たドラマは今はの国のアリス、本当に面白かったです。That drama was amazing. If you haven't seen it, it's on Netflix and it features Yamazaki Kento, one of my favorite Japanese actors. でも、ドラマについてトップ3は1リットルの涙、花より団子、そして宇宙をかけるI can't speak today をかけるよか宇宙をかけるよだか So switched. If you've made it this far, thank you very much for watching this video. I really tried to answer as many questions as I could in this Q&A without making it too long. If you do have any more questions, I am very happy to do a Q&A on my Instagram or do an Instagram live in the near future. Until then, see you next week. ありがとうございました。谢谢，감사합니다。拜拜。